could hear rats running around at night, that kind of thing.
As a teenager, Kemper left his mother, heading to Los Angeles to seek out the dad he idolized.
He had hoped to go and live with his father, and he described to me that when he went there, he was rejected by his father.
Edmund Kemper was sent to live with his paternal grandparents on their remote farm. Here, the troubled teenager's violent fantasies would be realized for the first time.
He found his grandmother to be an authoritarian and a disciplinarian, like his mother.
His grandfather was out shopping or whatever, and he took a .22 and shot and killed his grandmother. When he realized his grandfather would be coming home and finding his wife dead, they were elderly, he decided he couldn't allow his grandfather to go through that trauma. So when his grandfather came in, he shot and killed him.
He said he didn't want the grandfather to suffer knowing that his wife was dead. It's the most bizarre statement. I mean, you don't go out and just shoot somebody to keep them from finding out that their wife is dead.
Kemper was diagnosed a paranoid schizophrenic and sent to the secure Atascadero State Hospital.
That was a very harmful place for him to be institutionalized. He certainly learned a lot of bad things.
Dr. William Schanberger was one of the facility's staff.
In those days, we had 1,600 patients in the hospital. There were probably several dozen people who had committed murder. 800 mentally disordered sex offenders. We had psychology staff of only 10 people or so.
Although not Kemper's therapist, Schanberger would have regular contact with the inmate.
Ed is a bright fellow, and that was obvious when you were talking with him. He was kind of a model patient.
The likable Kemper soon became a trusted assistant to the psychology staff that dealt with the hundreds of sex offenders.
He had so much access to the records, and there would be detailed descriptions of the methods used in carrying out the crimes, techniques of deception.
Remember, he was 15 when he went into the mental hospital, and he really had never had any sexual experience at all.
Generally, what you'll find is that the child will pursue these violent fantasies, and in adolescence, the sexual element will come on board, and they will have sexual fantasies that develop along the lines of using people as an object rather than a partner. They want to do something to somebody, not with somebody.
He had a fantasy life. He described himself as masturbating numerous times during a day when he was in the mental hospital.
As part of his duties, Kemper had access to the hospital